So my work was mainly concerned with looking at the different ways introverts and extroverts behave. So I had all this really thin, delicate glass, really pushing glass to its boundaries, made me start thinking about fragility and then different ways that we can protect our glass or protect our own kind of vulnerabilities. So my favourite part of the course was the freedom to experiment, because it's mainly self-directed, which is a big bonus for me, because it kind of gave me that freedom to explore different ideas, do some more research, get into the theory of stuff. That way I could have quite a few ideas on a back burner, and while I developed my own practice as like a glass maker. So I kind of enjoyed that kind of freedom and flexibility of it all.
I've learnt to weld. The heads are all porcelain, so I've worked with all different sorts of clays, stoneware, and I've moved on to porcelain. So I've used a variety of things and found objects as well. I use a lot of dolls' heads that I find, and I've planted them up to so new beginnings and life from death and moving on. The new beginnings for me came about because of the course is now coming to an end and I'm moving out into the world of art, and it was my new beginnings going out into my new career in art. Extremely lucky to have secured a place with Breeze Creatives, who are based here in Sunderland on Fawcett Street, and I am now the coordinator for the moving gallery down there, and also looking after the graduate spaces. We've got lots of graduates coming to continue their practice in their artist studios there.
This comes from me trying to visualize 8-bit music, which comes from retro video games. I use bright colors, unnatural colors to represent that computer-like sound. I like to use shiny materials to make it more visually impactful. So after a 10-year hiatus from art, I got back into it when the pandemic happened in 2020. That made me start creating art again, and I realized that I could come back to university.
My inspiration is the story The Happy Prince by Oscar Wilde, and I've been looking into how production design, which is traditional, and production design that's digital, can be blended together through the use of digital softwares and through traditional practices like model making. I wanted to display that because the industry is leaning more towards that way when it comes to set design and prop making, is that they want to have a blend of both, so I wanted to display a blend of both for it.
They named what is a mobile app. The name of it is Kaneko, which is Kaneko and Psycho put together, Psycho being psychology. So it's an app to help people with social anxiety. There's a lot of different features in it, so there's a chance to interact with the coping skills, gives you information on social anxiety. There's games to distract yourself. Come from my own personal experiences with social anxiety, and it's give it a way like an outlet, something to help, and continuing on with working with mental health, something along those lines would be my main intention, something that can be helpful and inspirational to people. So.
Definitely reach out to the tutors to talk about what your idea is, because I did that before I actually applied for it to make sure it was something I could do. And then just keep talking to them about the idea all the time and seeing what you can do with it and what the limits are.
If someone was thinking of studying an MA in visual practice or fine art, if you've had a break from education and you're thinking to get back in and you feel like maybe it is too late, it's definitely not too late. I personally found it very easy to get back in.